Hello and welcome to the After the Compostudio talk for the short film competition at Assembly 2010. And I'm joined here with some people on the couch that have watched the compo and made notes. First is Jenny, then we've seen aficionado, Zagupi, or Zagupi?
Zagupi.
Zagupi of Half Baked Cheese, and a Crazyguy, which is actually his nickname. He's not really crazy, I hope. You never know.
We'll find out.
And so yes, we've just watched the compo. It was a very strong compo, I think. So let's some first impressions. Let's start with you, Jenny.
Well, usually when I've been watching it, like in the previous years, there's usually one that's the strongest one. It's usually been HBC, but this year it was good. There were actually like at least two other productions were actually really challenging them. Finally, as they always, the footer says, "Please challenge us." So now there actually is something I should consider, that it not be as certain as they will win as it has been like in the previous years.
Oh, yeah, is that true, Zagupi? You are in Half Baked Cheese, so.
Yeah. So
you were challenged this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just blown away by the entries of Pistoke and Tekotuot, and they were like, well, our entry was like just pretty graphics and maybe some stuff like that, but Pistoke had a great
Plot.
Yeah, great plot and story.
The storyline, yeah.
And the syncing with music was excellent.
Yeah, yeah. Is Pistoke, by the way, the group, because I forgot that also that last year made that demo.
Yeah.
That looked like HBC demo.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really good, basically. It didn't matter that it kind of looked like
They had a lot of talent.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And Crazyguy, your opinion?
Well, there were lots of good ones. The HBC, Pistoke, Tekotuotanto, and then lots of sort of generic entries. Although the one I liked that stood out was the Offish Animals, the coffee addiction, and that was pretty nice. It was, I think, hand drawn or maybe on a computer, but hand drawn style.
Very, very cartoony.
Yeah.
Cute. Yeah, yeah, it was cute. I must say, it was, although I had the feeling, because I don't speak Finnish, that I lost quite some of the jokes in a lot of entries. I didn't really grasp what it was about.
Yeah, but usually those, which if you don't get them as a foreigner, that's usually, you know, meant as this certain group of the visitors who will vote from them.
There's
so
less foreigners here than Finnish people, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But can you maybe explain the was it the Pistoke one? The what is love? He goes after a waffle. What kind of significance does that have?
I don't know if it has any
I guess
special
it's
meaning.
just like a general, you know, object of love, and it's not. It's not
I
really
thought it had
something
a deeper
Finnish.
meaning in Finnish, but
Don't
you
you
know,
like waffles?
I just didn't get it. I like waffles, but didn't really make the connection.
Yeah.
Well, everybody should love waffles. They're great.
Waffles are awesome. But talking about the entries, there are quite some different stuff going on, different ideas, animations, and so yeah, if you have some things you want to share.
Yeah, I was thinking about number 5, which was the one from the Tap by Humane. It reminded me some of the 64K intros from like late 90s, early 2000s.
All the glass.
Yeah, it's got some same kind of like visuals and everything, and so of course if they had made that by coding, it could have like gone through as an intro, but of course now it was here, so.
But it was good looking. Zagupi has
I think it's
knowledge.
refreshing to see some of the demo type animations in these compos also, but I don't know, maybe the presentation could have been a slightly bit better. Like you have the tools to do stuff you can't do on real time.
Yeah.
Well, actually nowadays it's not so clear anymore, but anyway, you should do much more if you are doing like non-real time.
Yeah, because from rendering perspective, the wine, the glass, and all the things, they were very with the physics of the glass and the breaking and the falling.
Oh yeah. They had some kind of liquid physics going on, and then the rigid body physics thing too. But
You say
No, it wasn't
been
really
better.
looking like
have
very
to-
polished, the end result.
They need to do another animation next year.
Absolutely.
Better.
Of course, everybody that was in the compo should make another one. And Crazyguy, some other things you liked?
Let's see. Of course, I already mentioned the coffee addiction. I like how it's like a story of a normal day at work. Or maybe not so normal, but anyway.
Coffee is important.
That-
We'll
it
fight
is.
for it. Yeah, we'll fight
I
for it.
mean, I'm sure there wouldn't be a assembly like this if there wouldn't be coffee.
Without coffee, assembly without coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same.
yeah, I have to comment on the same production that I like it. It was very simple and the characters were very cute, and it was like a good example of that you don't need like this very big special effects to make like a funny
That's a fun,
production, the
entertaining
one
entry,
something that makes you smile.
Yeah, absolutely.
And great music. I think the music really
Yeah, the sound
brought
effects.
atmosphere into it.
The sound design was really well done. The sound effects, the music, it fitted
Yeah.
really well.
And it really, I get this reminder of the Belgian web cartoon Kabouter
Yeah.
Wesley. It had some kind of,
Yeah, because there was a tank in it as well.
yeah, maybe.
And then, of course, first maybe your entry as well, the half-baked cheese entry. You were participating again.
Hmm?
You're on the couch with us, so can you tell us a bit about it? Like,
Well,
how long have you been working on it?
sure. Well, it started like in the springtime or something. We thought that, hey, let's get together for the first time to make some animation in the same place. Usually we just do it over internet, IRC and stuff. And we went to Maxon's summer place. We were there for a week, and well, we did this animation for a week there, and it was great. It was very productive, and
It was a good fun animation as well. Nice ride.
it was hot, so we were like sitting in the cottage with the fan blowing into us, and then just occasionally going to the lake to swim and to sauna.
All for the art, like suffering for the art.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Retro Storm entry, that was really popular because I'm not really familiar with the group. But are they known in Finland? Is it,
Well, they had made many productions in for Assembly.
all right, all right.
Didn't they do kind of a what was last year?
They have made many entries
Yeah.
which was titled like Kanava or Channel
Kind of something. Yeah.
X and Kanava Omega.
Can't remember what was last year's.
I'm actually a bit of a fan of their work. Previous years they have always made like a bit of joke entries maybe. A lot of effort put into them, of course. But this was made like it was serious and still very awesome. I think
Yeah,
they
it's
can
very
make
good
different styles and still.
Very packed.
I'm going to quote someone from the jury who said that they've probably taken their medication.
Yeah, it was very, very jam-packed and a lot of quality work that they put into it.
Yeah, huge amount of different stuff, and it looks like the starship which was built. And
Yeah, and it was.
just endless amount of details in the graphics.
It was a little bit like sort of old school and new school colliding, and the outcome becoming something awesome.
Yeah, very. So yeah, you think they might win over the half-baked cheese?
Well,
How do you see your prospects for the results?
I would more likely.
I would say it's hard to say.
It is because they were very good. Yeah, it's indeed, as you said in the beginning, it's very tough.
I would say that the last three were all very good.
Yeah,
That was the Władysław.
but that will basically be the top three, I guess.
Yeah, but
maybe.
in what order? I'm not going to
Really
go
hard to say,
guessing
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so if I had to name like one big rival for HPC, it would be the Władysław by Pistoke.
Yeah, it was really well done, really nicely made. And it's kind of your guys' style as well, a bit, what they do. You kind of have the bit like,
Yeah, maybe
urbanish.
last year, especially, they were commented like that they were like HPC a bit, and they said actually that they want to kind of slightly break off from that
Yeah.
concept that they don't want to be
A
called
copy.
as almost like HPC.
And because I remember we were doing the studio talk last year, and we were saying like they looked a lot. It looked a lot like an HPC demo, but that doesn't matter because it was really good.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter if you then look similar than somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to
they're
start.
great.
And I think they're pretty new as well, aren't they?
Well, I guess so. Last year was the first entry
Yeah.
that I have seen from them.
And I'm going to make an apology here. Last year we didn't remember the group, so we're very sorry.
We didn't remember the group. We were talking about it.
Yeah,
That
last
one-
year's the one we said was like HPC. We didn't remember the group's name.
And we didn't have the list at that time.
We didn't
so
have
actually,
list.
sorry for that. Like that one that looked like HBC, which is kind of like not very nice. But no, but it was a very like strong second production.
Excellent, solid, professional.
And it was also nice to see that they have been like honoring the assembly tradition for having the minus katko by random heads, because it's like this very basic home video you see at least once every year since like the past 10 years or something. So it's good that they have included that, but also it kind of sets the standard that I didn't like it very much because it was very like amateur looking and all, and then you compare it to the HPC and Pistoke and tekotuotanto, and you see like that there's lots of different productions, and they have like different fans who vote for them.
Yeah, because it might actually, if a lot of people like that, they will vote for it as well. I think last year they won the minus katos, the television. They were the same guys, but they also had like a television compilation thing.
No, they weren't the same guys. I think that was made by the tekotuotanto.
Ah, all right, all right.
It's just the same title but different people.
So-
do
so-
it.
The Finnish names is a bit hard for me, so I'm sorry. I apologize. Because that as well, that whole thing that I got, like there were a lot of jokes that I didn't get. I only got the Dudeson's part basically, because that I know. The rest was like, I guess it's really funny if you're Finnish, but
Yeah.
I think in the interest of fairness, we need to talk about the rest of the entries.
yeah, we
Maybe.
should actually. We should just go by them all, else it's a bit lame.
The first one was the Super Mouse, which was a story of a mouse saving a princess, and then
The princess was a
falling-
Wiimote actually.
sorry.
The princess was a Wiimote actually, which I really liked.
And in the end ended up with Ubuntu CD.
But yeah, I think it was a party production as well. So somebody's probably started like, I have no idea what to do next.
Probably.
But it was cute. Yeah. And then the Jack and the Photo, which was a very sad story.
Just very like very nice, very playful, but the plot was very morbid.
Yes. And it
I
seems
like that when you watched it, you sort of got the impression that the next thing that was going to happen was something completely different
yeah, but
than what actually happened.
yeah,
So-
it was pretty short as well. The done. Oh no, it's not an. Oh, it is.
About that animation, I kind of liked the overall clean look of it.
Which one of the?
It looked very finished and
Oh,
like
the Jack
well
and the
made.
Photo.
Yeah, that Jack and the photo.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, very coherent. And it seemed that it was part of a series as well. That there was more of these.
Yeah, there was episode 2 or whatever it said in the beginning.
Oh, it actually said that. Yeah, so I didn't think like, so it looks like
So maybe it is.
on the
I
thing.
don't
Yeah, that was
know.
actually on the thing, I guess.
Yeah, I would comment about the Vuosikerta by Yami, which was this zombie
Oh yeah,
kind
the
of
zombie
thing.
Yeah,
And
black
it started out well. It was, you kind of expected it's going to be this 1920s like a silent movie kind of type, but then it just like went flat like. So
I think,
it started out nice, but then you know they
but
kind of lost
the
touch.
transition phase. The guy gets the gun suddenly, and the camera goes very slowly. Like,
It was a very nice shot actually.
I was like, what's happening? But it's at the same time it was cool. I think it was.
And they got like
different.
the old-timey music with a beat, and then they started
I'm
shooting
not
zombies.
objected. I don't like zombies.
And they put quite some effort in, like the blood's flowing and things like that. But Zagupi, as you have an animation, you entered with your group, which is completely rendered. Do you think it's fair if you're like in the same competition in video? Think
Why
it's a
not?
fair fight?
Sure, it's just a matter of what media you use to tell a story or show visuals. Well, there was things that were filmed and things that were computer generated, and then mix-ups like Decotuotata. I think they used every technique there is.
Yeah, they tried everything. I think that one is a very good resume for if you want to work at a game company. You can like, we made this. It's maybe not real time, but it looks good.
Yeah, the thing I like with the Retro Storm by Decotuotanta was because they had all these video game references, and it's been like over 15 years since I last time played the Nintendo games. It was hard time even for me to actually like try to remember which game was which. I remember there's at least Gradius was at one point.
Yeah, that the shooter. That
Yeah.
every game. I think they did every type of video game, and I was like very amused to see even a pinball table in there. Like, that's pretty daring to put it in a game themed, because yeah, it's not really like special to look at.
It hasn't like had a nice soundtrack, and it sort of loses in visuality for a Pistogen HPC, but of course it's like the matter of taste really, and it's not really bad made for it. But if
No,
I have
not.
to choose, I'd give like HPC like perfect 10. So
So there you have it.
Thank you.
It's your first perfect 10.
yes.
Something I want to say about that retro, what was it?
And the Retro Storm.
Retro Storm, was that those cartridges, they used to be sort of dirty, and you had to take it away and clean it. That was a really nice touch.
I put in like the crash. We were going like, is this part of it? Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
And then not stop at the blowing, but indeed like break it open and clean it. It was a very solid, like the whole thing was like one solid piece of animation. So very well done. So yeah, I think we covered them all. So if you have anything else you want to add about, or maybe want to tell the people to do next year. It was a very good, I think, I mean, you guys should be very happy. I remember the first, I think it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you had the Challenge Us, Damn It thing in it. I think you're
Now
being
you finally
challenged.
have challengers.
I think you're
so
being challenged at this point.
Yeah.
So
I guess next year you have to put there something like, please stop doing such great productions. We need to
want
win.
to win again.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you guys still want to share about the...
No, I think that's pretty much everything for me. Don't forget to vote.
Don't
I'm
forget
not
to vote.
going to say which one you should vote, but vote.
Yeah,
Yes.
we cannot not maybe give too much pressure to people. But yeah, very good compo. I think we can all agree that it was very strong, and it's really cool to see that it's still so adamant at assembly that there is like an animation short film compo. All right then, well thank you very much for your time. And that was it for us from the Studio Compo for the short film / animation competition at Assembly. And we'll be back later with more studio talk. Thank you very much.